Hello everyone, I am going to do a second rewind feedback tutorial. Today, or not today, I've already done one today. This one will be Obesehydra, who sent me a ZVP, and I know that I rarely do any matchup between that does not involve Terran, so I am actually missing 3 matchups, which are ZVZ, PvP, and ZVP. I have done some ZVZs with my rewind tutorials, but I am lacking in ZVP, and I am sorry guys, as well as PvP. I don't think I've ever done a PvP, so I will try my best to get these up. So anyways, thank you Obesehydra for giving me this replay. I have actually started recording halfway through, and then StarCraft crashed, which really annoyed me, so I am doing this again, and you guys will be missing out on my, hiccups and burps because I have digested my Chipotle burrito. Anyways, so we have the 5 o'clock blue Obesehydra Protoss and the 11 o'clock red Zerg Sciolti. Now I really wonder why some players go by such names, because I don't quite understand the meaning of it. At least Obesehydra makes some sense, it's just a fat Hydra. Sciolti, on the other hand, doesn't really mean anything to me. Maybe it's Italian because it ends in an I. I hope I'm not offending anybody, I'm just messing around. So anyways, Sciolti has his 9th pylon and a 10 gate very early. I am very surprised. Unless he wants to do a rush, there is no need to sacrifice economy for this early gateway. And I don't think I've clarified, but when I say 9th pylon and 10th gate, it means you build your pylon when you have 9 supply, and you build your gateway when you have 10 supply. So like in my tutorial or FP VODs, I usually say you go for 10 supply and 12 racks. That means you go for the supply when you have 10 population, and you build your barracks when you have 12 population. So that is just how it works. Anyways, the spawning positions is definitely something to note. It benefits the Zerg player because for Protoss, he wants to be as close as he can be to the other base. And look at Sciolti saying hi probe with a little face, and oh look, he offended him because he did not want to keep scouting him. And Obesehydra makes some kind of face that is sort of illegible. It's like a wink with a D with a smirk on your face. I don't quite understand. Anyways, you want the smaller access for Protoss because your Protoss units move much slower than Zerg units, and if they want to do attack, he wants to make it as sudden as possible. So if the Zerg was right here, there would be less notice for the Zerg as the Protoss moves at. But this long distance that the Protoss has to travel to attack the Zerg means that the Protoss will be able to scout, or I mean the Zerg will have a better chance of having intelligence about the Protoss's movements. So anyways, I'm very surprised by the 10 gate because the Protoss player hasn't done anything about it. Obesehydra has not utilized the possible advantages of getting a really early gateway, such as putting really early pressure on by building zealots or something. Instead, he is just going for standard build. So I don't know if that is worth the economic sacrifice. I would not recommend this if you're just going for a standard build. Standard build, don't go for the economic sacrifice because you can just play a macro game. Sorry, let me drink some water. So the Protoss is definitely cutting probe production a lot. He is not building any probes. If we look at unit count, he has 18 probes to 21 drones, which is not good. You do not want to get out microed by a Zerg player, especially because it is very common to have. It is common for the Protoss player to have should have one less base than the Zerg, because the Zerg needs to mine more than the Protoss. So that is very interesting. Anyways, one Stargate throwing down. Is there another one? Yes, there is. So the Stargate is being thrown down while Sciolti makes an expansion near the 7 o'clock. Now, if Obesehydra were to go for Void Rays, let's say, this game is over, and it is in his hands, because look at what Sciolti, who is saying Obesehydra is a jerk for killing his overlord, Sciolti only has one queen, and that's the only anti-air. One Void Ray versus one queen, the Void Ray can win. And he pops out 4 overlords at one time, so someone has a lot of money to spare. Looks like Sciolti is definitely not really doing anything with all his money right now. He had a drone right here, just chilling right here, having a little, taking a little sunbathe or sauna or, yeah, hot bath, steam bath. And look at these 4 overlords flying to the abyss, right next to the moving sun that is so impossibly fake. It looks like this platform is floating while there's a planet in the background that is moving. It's actually really cool though. So anyways, look, I expect Sciolti, maybe he is expanding again. He does have a drone here just chilling in the mist. Look at those wings flapping, like, yeah, that's really cool. Maybe he's gonna expand again once he destroys these rocks. Meanwhile, Sciolti's not really doing anything. He is getting metabolic boost. He does have, how many Zerglings? 20 Zerglings. 20 Zerglings could not, well actually might be able to break this, because all Obesehydra is going for is Phoenixes. Now Phoenixes are much cheaper than Void Rays if you look over here. They're 100 minerals less. But the only thing he might be able to do is pick off the queen and maybe snipe some probes while going for overlords right here. But that is about it. He would not be able to do too much damage, and it is a huge investment. So unless he really does something with these 4 Phoenixes, it is not a good investment unless he does something magical. And he is throwing down 3 gates, so now he could pump out of 1 base 4. He could support a, oh no, he is going for the queen now. Is he going to be able to take it down? 3 Phoenixes should be able to, because the gravitational beam does last 10 seconds. And oh, that is so close. What? Now he has to waste another 50 energy to grab the that queen up again. Oh, that was so close. And Sciolti really doesn't need to stop production of mining, because honestly, it takes 50 energy to pick 1 drone up, so it is going to take a while before a new drone is picked up. He is going for the lair research. I expect him to be getting a Hydralisk as soon as possible, because Mutalisks are not a good investment against Phoenixes. And Obesehydra could actually snipe 3 more drones. He probably should do that. Almost 4 drones now. He is going for the attack, so probably Obesehydra is occupied trying to defend this. He only has 2 stalkers, and whoa, that was so bad, because he is warping them in. So if the field that the units are being warped in on is destroyed, the units that are being warped in will automatically be destroyed. So those 2 stalkers didn't even have a chance. They were like, yeah man, I'm about to come and save my protons, but then boom, they're dead. So there is little he can do. He is gonna fly these Phoenixes back, but if he picks up like 6 Zerglings, that's not really gonna do much. So this match looks like it is almost over. The economy is dead. If we look at income, 0 income. At least he has income of gas, I guess. Look at that. Pick up 1 Zergling. Snipe it. You have to snipe it if you pick it. Okay, there you go. 1 Zergling. Oh no, he picked up a probe. Oh, that is actually quite comical. Look at that little probe. Like, hey, let's hang out, buddy. So there are a few Zealots being warped in, but that's not going to be enough. So this looks like it's about GG. The Zerg player has so many resources, and he is not doing anything with all that he has. So the Zerg player is not fantastic, and the Protoss player did make a mistake in investing so heavily in Phoenixes. Again, Zerg player, I would not recommend it, because if the person just goes for mass Zerglings, you are gonna get screwed. So definitely if you want to go for air, go for Void Rays. Void Rays are very, very good. Void Rays will be able to snipe a queen one-on-one, and unless the other player, Zerg player, gets up a Hydralisk den fast enough, you can just snipe off the hatchery or the drones, whichever one you choose. So instead of Phoenixes, go for Void Rays. They may cost more, but you built 6. You built 6 Phoenixes, which is 900 minerals. Just build like 3 Void Rays, 3 or 4 Void Rays, and you will be pretty good. So that is probably the biggest thing. So 2 problems I saw in this game. So Shifty's, let's call this Shifty's grade report. I will give this a C grade. I think I will start giving a C grade. start giving you grades, because one, you did go for a very, very early 10 gate. That means you got your gate at 10 supply, which means you had to sacrifice your economy in order to make up for the production, in order to build that gateway so early. But you didn't go for a 2-gate push, nor any kind of harass. So there was no need to get the gateway up so early, unless you were really scared that the Zerg was gonna like 6 pull you or something. So I am not too sure about this build, but the Phoenix harass was alright. You are sniping the overlords, but that just isn't going to be enough. I mean, they do 10 damage versus most, actually all, I think all Zerg air units, except for maybe the Broodlord, which might, I don't remember if it's armored or not. But the Phoenix is not going to be able to pay off for itself, because you get a queen and maybe you get like 4 drones, but that's it. 2 void rays, get the queen, get everything else. So in this, I would suggest, first of all, having reconnaissance of what the opponent is doing, so you know if he is going to be going for any kind of like mass Zerglings, which he did go for. And just be prepared and don't invest in Phoenixes. They are good against Terrans if you want to do it, but not against Zerg, because if the Zerg goes for Zerglings as right now, there's nothing you can do to counter the Zerglings. So that is good game. Thank you guys for watching. More videos coming up soon.